What's going on YouTube? Gabriel right here representing PGA Tour Driven, the movement towards improvement. A little breezy over here, Woods Valley #1 on the tee box. Looks like the tee box was just cut too. It looks nice. Come out here if you're around San Diego, say hi to me. Anyways, this is going to be a one-hole course vlog today. I like to do these little one-hole course vlogs, keep them short, keep them simple, but pack it with lots of information. Even wrote down some lists of what I wanted to talk about. Missed tendencies, not aiming too far right, short-sighted bunker shot, and being committed. So first thing we're gonna do on the tee box, a lot of you guys have been hitting me up saying, Gabe, I'm aiming too far to the right, how do I fix that? Well, I've actually been doing the same thing. Let me show you what I've been doing to help correct that problemo. Okay guys, so just really wanna show you what I do with my feet, because that's really how I correct myself from not aiming too far to the right. Before, what I would do is I would set up and step into it like that, and what would happen would be is my left foot would step forward and my right foot's now more behind. That would get me to aim too far to the right. So now what I do is when I set up, I keep this left foot behind my right foot, and when I step, I make sure it stays either the same, so they're either flat, or I keep this one a little behind. That way it's gonna make sure I'm not aiming too far to the right. So here we go, I set up like this, I move this foot back, making sure it's still behind my right foot, step my right foot, and I'm good to go. Let me show you what it looks like in real time. Perfect, right down the left center. So hopefully you guys got that. If you did, let me know. Moving on. Okay guys, walking up to my ball in the fairway, hit a good shot actually, first shot of the day. And I want to talk about your pre-shot routine and make sure you're being committed to your shot. Basically, I played last week at Rancho Bernardo Inn, and I was over this shot. It was a 5-iron into a par 5. I did my corkscrew swing, killed it. It was downwind, and I had about 200 to the green for my second shot. And you know, I was factoring, like I said, it was downwind on the tee. That's why I was able to only have a 5-iron into the green on the par 5. And when I was setting up and I was calculating my yardages, figuring out what shot I wanted to hit, the wind was going about 10 miles per hour downwind, so I factored that into what club I was going to take. So I made my couple practice swings and I set up to it, and right before I was about to pull the trigger, I realized that the wind had died. And it had crossed my mind, you know, I was just right about to pull it back, and I was like, the wind just died. And in my mind, I was like, maybe I should go back and get the 5-iron. And I ended up just being like, I'll make it work. Hitting it, not hitting a great shot, left it a little short and right into a bunker, didn't get up and down. So I parred a par 5 from 200 yards, which is just, you know, you feel like you just gave one away there. And so I want to say, you don't ever want to be too committed, okay? So we're going to go through our pre-shot routine, check our yardages, check our wind, picture, you know, what shot we want to hit, what feel we want. But we have to also be able to break away from that at any given moment. You know, I can't tell you how many times I've set up where all of a sudden I feel like I'm aimed too far to the right and I swing anyways. Or just like that, where, you know, it just broke my focus for a little bit right before I swung. That might have had some influence on me hitting it short and right. And if I would have got back and got that 5-iron, I would have carried that bunker and bit on the green. Now, if I would have hit that 6-iron, or I didn't pin a 6-iron just the way I wanted to, it would have been perfect. But for me, I don't play that game of hitting perfect iron shots. I'm a guy who, you know, wants to give himself a club, so even if he doesn't hit it good, it still works out great. So I gotta fix that for myself. That's something I haven't fixed, and today I'm going to make a plan. So if I'm ever over a ball and I don't feel comfortable, like I'm aiming too far left, too far right, the ball's too far back, you know, sometimes you just feel something's a little off, or the wind stops and your consciousness breaks, I'm gonna figure out something to do to break that so I can step away, regroup, change clubs, or, you know, step back into the shot and hit it the way I want to. So this is what I'm gonna do. I was thinking about this at my house, and this is what I'm gonna do. Let me get the yardage first. So just like it'd be on the course, okay? I'll try to go through my pre-shot routine. 148, pins in the middle. I wouldn't mind carrying this about 148, so I'm gonna take my 9-iron, which might be going about 145 right now. I feel comfortable with that. So it's a little dirty. So 148, I'm just gonna swing a full 9. I don't want to miss left, so I'm gonna try to start it out, hit a little draw. If it stays right, it's good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pretend, when I set up to it, I'm gonna pretend something's wrong, and I'm gonna show you what I'll do to break be able to step away from it. So get the feel down. Set up. So now if I feel like I'm aimed too far right, let's say the wind stops, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw the club back. I don't know, I just thought of it at my house. It's kind of like over the top, but for me, I kind of wanted to make a massive action to really break and really separate myself from being committed to that shot. Like I said, so many times I'll be over it, something kind of breaks my consciousness, but I'm already like in the moment and I end up pulling the trigger anyway. So I really wanna kind of have something that really separates myself completely from hitting the shot. So if I feel uncomfortable with the wind or anything, I'm just gonna throw the club behind me and regroup, you know, take a couple deep breaths, change the club if I need to. But you know, so much for me is I want to be able to play a round of golf, and whether I shoot 85 or 70, I want to make sure I don't get in my own way. And when I hit that shot at Rancho Bernardo, I got in my own way, because as I was about to pull the trigger, my focus went off from what the shot I wanted to hit to the wind died, maybe I should get another club, and then I swung and I didn't get up and down. So I got in my own way. So many times we don't need necessarily, you know, more instruction or better clubs. We just need to work on figuring out ourselves and making sure we fix things that we can control, not getting in our own way. Let me hit one. Okay, center of the green, 30 feet, whatever. I like cheddar, believe it like this, I put it in the blender. Okay, you guys, so there's my first ball right there that I hit from the fairway, and 35 feet right. One of the things I might write down on my scorecard or just be conscious of is, you know, I tried to draw that ball, and you guys couldn't see obviously, but it ended up fading. So maybe for today, every time I try to draw, it's gonna be a fade, and that's just the way it is. And yesterday I was playing a draw, but now when I try to draw, it's fading. So I make sure, you know, let's say if I can't miss right, I'll make sure I pretend like I'm trying to draw it, because if I try to fade it, it's probably gonna go way right if I'm trying to draw it and it goes right. So just things to be conscious of. And you know, lately I feel like my distance control hasn't been great. So 148 to the pin, this ball might be, you know, 144 to 9. So I'm gonna actually probably start trying to write down, you know, how far I think all my clubs are going once I hit them. So I might write down 9 iron, 144, and do that through the 18 holes. And after 5 or 6 rounds, I can see what I'm actually hitting my clubs, what distances. Because I feel like what I think I hit them and what I actually hit them is wrong. So anyways, I want to do a little short-sided bunker shot tutorial. Here we go. I put a little alignment stick about 5 paces on the green, and it's actually in an old hole mark. So you know, this could be where a pin was anyways, or obviously was. So I was hitting this bunker shot over here. Not gonna lie, doing a little practice before the video. So let me show you some of the setup changes I make and how I do the shot. So as you can see, it's actually a decent lip on this bad boy. There's my alignment stick, or where is that thing? Yeah, right in line with the pin actually, a little hard to see. So there it is right there. So let me give you a little side view, a little face-on action on how I would set up a little bit differently. Okay, I don't got much room in the bunker to show you guys, so I'm staying a little far back. First thing I like to do for a short-sided bunker shot is, if I was going to hit a full lob wedge, which obviously for a short-sided bunker shot you want your highest lofted wedge, the first thing I would do is, if this was my normal stance for a normal wedge shot from the fairway, is I like to widen my stance, okay? I like to widen it, and I kind of like to point out both of my feet, you know, this way, so it kind of keeps my lower body a little more stable. The next thing I like to do is, if this is my posture for a normal bunker shot, I like to get wider, and I kind of like to sit down into it now. This kind of lowers the handle, help keeps the loft on the club. So for a normal wedge, it's like this. For a short-sided bunker shot, kind of like sit down almost, so this helps lower the shaft. That's the main reason I do that. So first thing, widen, sit down. I'm gonna want to open the face some. Now the next thing when it comes to the bunker shot is we kind of want to make more of a V swing. That's one of the things Jim Flick told me when I was working with him in the bunker. There's kind of more of a U swing. If you watch the club, it's like a more wider, makes more of a U shape, something we would do for a longer bunker shot. But for a short-sighted bunker shot, we kind of want to make more of a V, okay? So we're kind of picking up the club more. It's a little more this way. Shaft's a little pointing a little more up and down instead of around us. So it's a little more up and down. Cocking the wrist, this is going to help get a little more speed, put a little more spin. And we're kind of flipping back to this V right here, okay? This is going to add spin, add loft. And that's what you're going to want to do. So that's my recommendation. Let me hit one for you. Kind of a bad angle. Can't put you up on the slope. So widen my stance. Point out my feet. Sit down. Open the club face. And make more of a V shape. A little more upright, a little more V shape. And quite honestly, that was perfect. So let me show you how it looks like when it's reacting on the green. Okay, as you can see, those three weren't too bad. I got a couple close, and that last one I just basically hit too good. So you can see, I mean, how soft that kind of came out. If you got the right mechanics and you hit it right, being short-sighted is not too big of a problem. It does take practice though. That's one thing about bunkers, even for myself, is feeling comfortable, you know, hitting short-sighted bunker shots, long bunker shots. That's just something you got to get in there and practice a lot until you can feel comfortable on the course. Okay guys, hope you liked that video. Quick rundown, if you're aiming too far right, make sure when you set up that when you step away, your left foot stays behind your right foot. Okay, so your left foot, if these are my little feetsies. When you step away, make sure this left foot goes back, this right one kind of goes forward. That's going to keep you aiming more left. You don't want this left foot stepping out in front of your right dropping back, etc. So just be really conscious aware of where your feet are going. When it comes to your pre-shot routine, you know, obviously you want to be committed to the shot, but you got to figure out a way for yourself to be able to break yourself from being so subconscious. You know, you set up, if something doesn't feel right, or the wind stops, or the wind changes, or your ball position feels funny, we got to make sure we break that pattern, okay, so we can step away, regroup, and hit the shot that needs to be hit. Thirdly, short-sighted bunker shot, you guys, widen your stance. Sit down, get that handle lower, open the face, kind of get more of a V shape while opening that club up in the backswing, and practice, practice, practice. So you guys, that's today's one whole course vlog. You know, please subscribe, tips, drills, instructions, player interviews, what's in the bags, course vlogs, golf giveaways, people. That's right. I got an old Buick Invitational flag I got when I was younger. It's signed by John Daly, Phil Mickelson, Sergio, Ernie Els, and Freddie Couples. I'm going to give this away in a month. It's kind of one of my nicer items, so in a month I'll give this away. All you got to do is subscribe, share a video, and hit me up on Facebook. You guys, this is Gabriel right here, moving towards improvement. Oh, and all the people that keep asking about the polos, they will be coming. We're doing a Memorial Day sale, blowout sale, the best prices on polos in town. We do nothing but the best for the best. That's you, helping you guys out. Thanks for your support. PGA TD, MTI, signing out.